Okay, friends, it looks like we're ready to go. This is kind of tricky, so I'm hoping you can see it all. I think you can see the things that are on one of the pages at a time.
What are you doing?
Hi, Nora. I'm taking a video
Oh,
of math. Yeah. Nora's working on her rocket spelling.
wait, have we already done these pages?
So this is page 292. You have, Nora. I'm just going over it for friends that would like a little help or to do it with me. I quickly went over this the other day. Hang on, I'm gonna shut my door. Mr. Burkhart is on a work phone call too. So let's start with number 19. I just had my name ring here. I hope you're all doing well watching this math. So again, that's page 292. I'd write it on the board for you if I could, but I don't have a board. Okay, so let's change this to Daisy. Daisy finds the area of a square. The length of one side of the square is 5 centimeters. What is the area of the square? I already made a video, but I'm just going to kind of start over so you can see it a little better. So when you're thinking about this, first of all, what we need to remember is length times width equals area. So it looks like the length of one side is 5 centimeters. You know I like to underline and circle important information. So one thing that we're going to remember is what makes a square unique. Because right now I've got the length, which is 5, so length times, but I don't know the width. Well, if you're remembering correctly, the thing that makes a square unique is it has all of the same sides. So that means if one side is 5, then the other side has to be, you got it, 5. So length times width, 5 times 5, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 bananas. No. Crackers. No. Oh, you're right. Square. I bet you forgot that one. Square, and let's look back up here. Centimeters. cm. 5 times 5 equals 25 square centimeters. Okay, moving on. I think you can see that, sort of. You should have your book in front of you, so you shouldn't need to see the small words. Oh, and this is the one we did. We don't need to change it because we have a Miss Clark, Miss Tatum Clark. So Miss Clark is building a patio that is 4 yards long and 3 yards wide. Now I know you know length times width equals area. She has enough bricks to cover an area of, you can say, already circled the important information, 14 square yards. Does Miss Clark have enough bricks to build the patio? Explain. So let's see. It's 4 yards long, 3 yards wide. So length was 4 times 3. 4, 8, 12. There we go. Stop right there. And so 12 square yards. Nope. And we have 14 square yards. Do we have enough? Explain. So Nora didn't even like to explain this, but we always have to explain it. So we would say capital, yes, Miss Clark. And you can always pause this when you need to catch up with your writing. This, a lot of you might like this. Does have enough BECAUSE because she has 14 square yards and only needs 12 square yards. If you did this on your own and found a different way to say this that still makes sense, you should be correct. So if it was something like 3 times 4 equals 12 and we only need 12 and we have 14, something like that. If it makes sense and basically says what that says in a different way or a different way of thinking, then we'll count that correct. So let's look at 21. You make sure you can see. What is the area of the rectangle shown below? Circle the letter of the correct answer. So first of all, we've got, let's figure that out. What is the area? So if I was calling on someone, I'd ask you to, so I will call on someone. We know that length times width equals, you got it, area. So that means 5 times 7 equals. So you could do that 2 ways. Maybe you just know the answer to 5 times 7. Maybe you're going to count by 5 7 times or 7 5 times. I think you know your 5s really well, so I'm going to challenge you to count by 7s 5 times. So Alexis, I would call on you 7 5 times. Let's see. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. Hey, there you go. 35. And that's square. Let's check meters. Meters. Just with an M. Now here's the problem. So, well, let's circle that first. So 35 square meters, that's A. Oh, Xavier accidentally chose B as the correct answer. Actually, you know who really did that? Nora actually did that when she was working independently on this. And I checked her work and she actually did choose this. And I said, how did you get that? So let's find out what Nora and Xavier kind of mixed up here. So Nora and Xavier chose B as the correct answer. How did they get that answer? Well, let's look at B. 24 square meters. I wonder how you could get 24 out of these numbers. So you really got to look at the numbers. How could you get 24 out of those numbers? Would you like to show us, Nora, since you're here, how you got 24 out of those numbers, or tell us?
I confused area with perimeter and accidentally added instead of.
Oh, sure. It's easy to do. Area and perimeter are so kind of closely connected because they deal with lengths and widths. And Nora and Xavier counted like they were doing perimeter, which is when you just count all the sides and add them. So let's see if that works out. I like to do it like this. You know I love making tens. So 5 and 5 I know makes 10. And then 7 and 7 I know makes 14. So I do 24 for my answer. So let's write that out. Nora and Xavier. Hi, Xavier. Accidentally added the sides. And then you can write in perimeter, perimeter. Exclamation point. Notice how I've got capital letters and periods. That is important, more important now than ever, because I am not there to always correct your work. Make sure you're using capital letters and periods. Okay, so independent practice. If you have not done this yet, I would like you to pause the video, try to do as many as you can. You are smart. You are clever. Your brain doesn't grow if you don't try to exercise it. So don't just turn it off. Give it a shot. Do your best. And then come back to the video and see if you have the same answers, or if you're stuck on an answer, you can come back and check. So Mr. Frank, who's that? Let's see. Miss Valentina is putting tile on the bathroom wall. Oh, nice. New bathroom, Valentina. The model shows the length and the width of the wall. How many square feet of the tile does she need to cover the wall? First thing you need to do is ask yourself how to find area. How many square feet of tile? That's length times area. That's right, length times width. 7 times 6. Here's kind of a little cheat you might be able to use. Some of you, when we were counting by sevens, we said 7 times 5 was 35, right? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. I just added one more from that 35. So 7 times 6 equals 45. So 45 square feet. The model shows the length and the width of the wall. How many square feet of tile does she need to cover the wall? Well, if you look here, 45 isn't an option. But you have to pick the closest option. That's where the independent practice is really kind of taking what you learned and stretching it. So, oh, did I say 45? What am I doing? I'm getting distracted. Did I say that when I was singing, Nora?
What?
I don't think so.
What?
I think I just goofed up on this time. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. Goodness. Square feet. Burkhart, you're distracted. Where are you kids to keep me in check? So I apologize if you got going on your crazy teacher's writing here. So 42, because it's length times width, that equals area. So 42 square feet. Goodness. I thought the answer, if it were 45, I would have had you choose 49, because that would give you more than enough tile. But that was just my goof. Are you surprised? Didn't think so. Oh, I miss you guys. Which shape below has an area of 12 square feet? Length times width equals area, kids. Do the math. 6 times 6. 3 times 3. 6 times 2. 4 times 2. Which ones are going to equal 12?
Don't free time.
6 times this. They always try to trick you, you know? So 6 times 6, length times width. You have to remember the multiplication. That equals 36 square feet. I think the way they were trying to trick you is you saw a 6 and a 6. I wonder if some of you got tricked and added it. That's an easy thing to do, these tricky math people. So B, 3 times 3, 3, 6, 9, 9 square feet. Nope. Strike through, strike through. 6 times 2, 6, 12. Oh, yeah. 12 square feet. You are a winner. Let's check D. 4 times 2, 4, 8, 12 square feet. That is a negative. You got that, Gemma? Okay. The area of a driveway is 24 square yards. What could the length be and width of the driveway? Circle the letter for all that apply. So you're going to take 24 square yards and think of two numbers that could equal 24. And they give you lots of options. A is 8 yards and 4 yards. Does 8 times 4 equal 24? Let's see. 8, 16, and 24, 32. Oh no, get out of here, straight through. 4 times 6. I think I'd like to count by sixes for this one. Let's see, sixes we count by, pop goes a weasel. Oh no, it's Old MacDonald. Molly. 6, 12, 18, 24. Yes, I wanted to make 24. 3 and 6. 6, 12, 18. No, strike through. 6 and 4. Wait a minute. Did they just switch the factors on me? We can switch the factors. So if 6 times 4 here was 24, it certainly is here. 8 times 3. Let's see. 8's, our pop goes the weasel. 8, 16, and 24. Bam! There we go. All right. Ariana, get ready to do this one. Ariana. Molly Gray. She's being noisy over there. Ariana is making a quilt. It's made with 45 square blocks of fabric and is 9 blocks long. Complete the equation below to show how many blocks wide the quilt is. Use the numbers from the ones listed below. Well, gosh, we know that it's 9 blocks long. And some of you could just say, I know 9 times whatever number equals 45. If you did not know that, you could count by 9s to see how many times it takes you to get to 45. The other way is just to count the blocks, friends. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 times 5. So we've got our 9, we have our 5, and our 45 as our product. Factors of 9 and 5, 45. Kayla, I don't know her, but I know Sunny. Sunny draws the rectangle shown below. All right, Sunny. Sorry, my chair's so squeaky. Part A. What is the area of Sunny's rectangle? Well, I know that length times width equals, right? So 12 times 2. That's just 12 plus 12, which is 24. Part B. James. No, James. Lillian draws a rectangle that has the same area as Sunny's rectangle, but a different length and width. What is a possible length and width for James's rectangle? Gosh, any way that you can make 24, friends, is perfect. So I'm going to give you a couple options here. The one Nora did, it has to be a different length and a different width. So Nora just switched it. She said, oh, well then the length is going to be 12 and the width is going to be 2. So she switched the factors there. So instead of doing length times width 2 times 12, which is how we got 24 square units, it will be 2 times 12. You could do, what were some of the other ones that we did over here? You've got 4 times 6, 6 times 4. Hey, what about 24 times 1? 8 times 3, 3 times 8. Oops, I forgot 1 times 24. And I think that about does it. If I missed any, make sure you post it in the video. Okay, you did it. That's the instruction, your independent practice. And then this is probably my favorite. So now that we're not going to do this today, but I'll tell you what we'll be doing next time, next week. You're going to be adding areas, and it gets super fun because we get to do funky shapes like this. And there's a way to figure out the area of a funky shape. And I promise you, area is one of those things that you will use this when you're a grown-up, when you're trying to figure out how much tile to buy for something or how much material for a surface, you will use area, you will use perimeter. These are important math facts. I think almost every third grade math is absolutely important to learn. There's not some math, you know, we've talked about this in class. Some math I don't find as worthwhile as far as what you'll use in life as you get older, which is fine. It still grows your brain, which that is important. But as far as using it, third grade math you will use. So you kids are awesome. I'll work on practice book a little later. Keep up on your math, your rocket math. And we'll see you next time. Goodbye.